It's your boy Drew Easy, and I'm hitting you with my second NBA 2K19 video of the summer, and I'm just trying to help y'all make an informed purchase next year because we know how bad 18 was, so let's keep it moving. Today's topic, we're going to talk about the Game Informer article that came out and released a lot of good tidbits. It released 8 new things that are coming to 2K19, or things we know, and there's a lot of info, so let's be informed purchasers. Let's not pre-order 2K. Let's not give them extra money. Let's speak without dollar. Anyway, let's get right into it. So the first thing on my list is, and their Game Informer's list, they introduced a Takeover System, which is kind of like the Grand Badge system from 17, which is cool, and if it's implemented correctly, it could be a dope feature. So pretty much it's like the Grand Badge system. The only wrinkle on it this time, as far as what they reported, is that we're gonna get buffs, but they only come when it's activated, and it only activates related to the skills of your archetype. So pretty much you have to do things that your archetype should be doing. So pretty much a sharpshooter has to shoot. If you miss shots but get assists, it's not going to activate. If you're a playmaker, you have to get assists. You have to maybe cut to the defense. I don't know how they'll calculate individually, but if you're a glass cleaner, you got to get rebounds, etc. I think it's cool because I think it adds incentive to work towards team goals for the Pro-Am, which we know how especially the walk-on Pro-Am could be complete just a terrible situation when you got people trying to do everything. You got a pure playmaker who can't shoot for nothing, shooting threes. Nothing will frustrate you more than seeing players do nonsense like that. Now they got incentive, it'll make them better, and it could be very skills based and positive for the 2K community if they gear it towards a skill based buff. Like it has to only activate if you're rocking skills and not just playing basic, but playing really sound ball. Make the game more skill based is my point. So that's my hope with the Takeover, but we'll see how it goes, the Takeover system. But it's cool overall. I'm happy about that one. Reduced clipping in the paint. So we all have seen the shitty animations in the paint, and people teleporting through others in the paint trying to play defense, which was another thing that killed the lockdowns last year, because you'd fall into these weird animations and people teleport through you, or you just have no impact. Supposedly they fixed a lot of the clipping animations, and they fixed it and it looks more fluid. Again, do I believe it until I see it? Hell no. And we'll get back into that later, but hell no. Prove it. Like Mike Wang is like the girlfriend who cheated 8,000 times. Alright, yo, baby girl, prove it with your actions. Actually, I hope y'all wouldn't be with her if she cheated 8,000 times. But my point is, prove it with your actions, not with your words. Mike, I need to see it. Alright? So 3, we got a rebuilt stealing system, which this is one of the most exciting things, man, because I want to create my 3&D player. I'm excited. I want to create my clay hybrid, whatever. So we all know how 2K18 went with defense. We all know how it had no impact, or it had impact but very little. Terrible at times. With the stealing system, it's based on vulnerability. So pretty much how you leave yourself open. If you're over dribbling, which hopefully it'll nerf the dribble gods. If you're a dribble god out there, I'm sorry. But it obviously is not going to be as crazy in the park. They're going to let you get off your dribbles and do your thing. But in the Pro-Am, where people want to make it skill based and kind of more simmy than arcadey, which the park will always, or should be, more arcadey. I mean, that's why 17 had a nice balance, because I felt like they made it the park fun and arcadey, and the Pro-Am was more sim. But long story short, Apparently they rebuilt the system, so if you're a good defender with a high steal rating and you take the right angles, or even if you're not a good defender but you're taking the right angles and the other guy's doing size ups all day and he's leaving himself open with that right hand and you're on that right side and you go for that steal, it's gonna work for you. So it's more skill based, and like we always say, well, most people say, a skill based game is what we want. We want to be rewarded for outplaying our opponent the way we should be. So I love that that is a possibility. Again, this is the show me state of New York. It's not, I just made that up, but this is gonna be the show me apartment in New York City. Mike Wang, I gotta see this steal vulnerability work before I believe it. But let's keep it moving. The defenders apparently use, you can't just use the, you have to time the right stick well for the hands up thing. It's not just like holding L2 and hoping that it defends. This is a skill based thing. So that's another little tidbit. That one wasn't as big for me, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Street ball moves are going to be implemented. If you're like me and you're an old ass triple OG, I look young, but I'm not young at all. If you're a triple OG like me and you grew up in the age of late 90s to mid 90s, really, to 2002 or 3, N1 was the shit, man. N1 players were as popular as NBA players, and if you don't believe me, there's some YouTube documentaries, but I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But N1's a huge thing back in the day, and they're gonna have park street ball moves, like putting the ball around your head, bouncing it off your head, putting it through your legs, when through the 5-hole, shit that your boy be trying to do on the park. Cause you know actually I'm way better dribbler in real life than the fucking park. I'm trash at the park. I'm not gonna lie, dribbling was never my thing in the park. Maybe it's the old man in me, slow reflexes, I don't know. But for you dribble gods, y'all gonna love that in the park. Let's keep it moving. Number 5, shot meter. We kind of covered this in my last video. Layups have a shot meter, and then you have your choice of shot meter at the foot, like 17, or shot meter at the arm, head, like last year. Pause. At the hands and head, like the last year shot meter. So you have you could choose it in the settings, which one you like, whatever you prefer, you choose it. 6, they said that they fixed interior defense. So anybody last year, I don't care who you are, you've had that game at the park, or a million of those games, especially 2-on-2, where you had that drop step every time and it was unstoppable and you hated your life and you quit the game, you threw your controller, you deleted it off your system, only to call the cable company so that they could, while it was re-downloading, they could give you the increased speed, and then you canceled it real quickly just to get the download done. I'm just fucking with you, but I do have really quick download speed, so sometimes I'd be like, fuck this game, and I fucking delete that shit, and then it downloads mad quick because I'm a sellout, whatever. But regardless of that, irregardless of that, hopefully the drop step is heavily nerfed, or they create better interior defense, where if I have my hands up and I'm doing my thing, put myself in good position. Again, skill based, reward me, don't let them just chuck it. Number 7 and last, they increased the AI. Apparently the AI is supposed to get a buff, but again, like the drop step, like all these points, believe it when I see it, it's very hard to make the AI better, but they said that they had to revamp the whole AI system because of the fact that they changed the steals and defensive system, so they had to make the AI do protective dribbles based on where you're at and do certain things. So that is kind of encouraging to hear, because if you're gonna revamp the steal system, I'm not really gonna believe you, but then you're telling me you had to alter the AI because you did revamp it because too many steals were happening. So maybe they really did revamp things and have to adjust with the AI, but so that's a report. But they said they revamped the whole AI in general, so which would be wonderful for anyone who has to deal with that AI when your boy drops or he has an internet issue, because we know the park has lag and all that. So hopefully AI is really improved and we can trust them. And then also, last but not least, I want to throw this one in. You know what? I'll do it in my next video. I'm gonna pop another video on about Agent and some of the, more about the secret community day that they ran. So that what we found out from Agent annoying. Even though Agent didn't go, we'll get into that in my next video. We'll talk about it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I informed you in some way. If I did, please rock that like and subscribe button. To anybody commenting, I'm gonna get back at you. I don't run this for money. I'm not a hype beast. I do this channel to inform on a level that, because we all want the game to be better, just to inform people who care about gameplay improvements. And like I said, they're not flying me anywhere. I don't have I don't live off YouTube income, so what you get on my channel is going to be the real take from a guy who really doesn't trust 2K anymore, and we'll go from there. But that's what it is. I'm be out. I'm gonna get started on the second video now, and then hopefully we just keep this momentum of information going, because I enjoy this part of the season. So and also tell me what you guys want in the comments, if you're watching next year, and also tell me, do you trust any of this nonsense, and how much do you, and also, you know what I'm interested, how much do you trust these YouTubers who are, they're flying out and giving all these free stuff and early, how much do you really trust them? Only one I trust, well, next video I'll tell you who I trust. Anyway, yeah, it's your boy Jew Easy, I'm out.